The battle at Gettysburg, with over 50,000 casualties, is one of the most notable battles in American history, and was the turning point for the American Civil War. The build-up to this confrontation began in the spring of 1863. After a 6-month skirmish between Union and Confederate troops at Fredericksburg, Virginia, General Robert E. Lee decided on June 3rd to move his forces west, with the hope of overtaking his opponent, Major General George Gordon Meade and the Union Army. However, General Meade didn't act in the way Lee anticipated. Instead, he pulled his troops north, through Poolesville. It seemed inevitable that Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, would be the site of one of the bloodiest scenes of the Civil War. On July 1, 1863, both armies converged onto Oak Ridge for the first encounter of this 3-day campaign. After a day of heavy fighting, the Union outfit was driven to Cemetery Hill, just south of town. At the beginning of Day 2, it appeared that the Confederates had the upper hand after taking Peach Orchard, but they were soon pushed back by the Union assaults on Little Round Top and Culp's Hill. After thousands of unfortunate deaths, on Day 3, General Lee planned a final thrust from the Confederate position charging across Emmitsburg Road from Seminary Ridge. Lee's forces hoped to bring Meade and the Union to its knees. However, it was unanticipated that the Union held strong positions all the way from Cemetery Hill to Little Round Top. The bombardment from the Union infantry and cannon fire was too much for the Confederates and forced an end to the battle. This final assault would later become known as Pickett's Charge. After the smoke had cleared and the Confederate army retreated into Virginia, the townspeople of Gettysburg began to put their homes back in order. It took 6 years for things to settle down and to organize and carry out all the plans for a burial ground for the soldiers killed in battle. On July 1, 1869, the Soldiers' National Monument and Cemetery was completed and dedicated. President Abraham Lincoln attended the ceremonies and addressed the audience with what was to become one of the most famous speeches in American history. Known as the Gettysburg Address, Lincoln would reiterate ideas that had been expressed by many of his predecessors, but it would be his words that would live on in the hearts of the American people. That this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.